Hello and welcome to Dragon Talk. We have a very special group interview today for you. I am Greg Tito. This is the Dungeons & Dragons podcast, and I am joined by my co-host. What's your name?
My name is Shelly Mazanoble.
And what do you do here?
Everybody knows I don't really do... Oh, shit. My boss is
Your boss is here. Don't say that.
I work super hard.
By the way,
trying to make stuff
I've been watching you
happen.
guys. You do not talk much D&D on this podcast.
It's nothing. It's all D&D. It's
Everything,
nonstop.
because everything is D&D.
It's all role playing.
All D&D.
Exactly.
As long as he wears the ampersand, it's
That's right.
a D&D conversation.
I got the twinned ampersand here with our interview guest, Nathan Stewart.
Seriously. Like,
I did such a good job when you were gone that the fans wanted me back.
what?
I saw the poll.
When I was gone?
Well, yeah, where were you? Why didn't you do that?
He was
one?
here?
He was here.
He filled in?
Yeah, for a Girls Guts
For Girls
Glory
Guts,
interview.
I filled in for Dragon Talk. Nathan filled in for Girls Guts Glory.
People
When
fill
Tito
in,
was gone, he was off gallivanting in Bainbridge.
Oh, did you do like a
yeah, in Orcas Island,
D&D
yeah.
news
the Puget
segment?
Sound.
No, I just did the lead in on the Girls Guts Glory. I think I talked to Erica and Alice.
Did a very good job.
He wants our
I heard.
jobs.
Yeah, exactly. We're also joined by Bart Carroll.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, woo!
And these guys are here because we're going to talk about Force Grey Season 2, because they were both there at the filming of Force Grey Season 2, which happened actually before we did Stream of Annihilation, which is crazy. But that was all in the can, and we've been ready to...
Time travel.
Exactly. Lots of time travel happening. It's all getting ready to go on Monday, July 31st. We're going to have premiere the first 2 episodes of Force Grey Season 2.
Was that the event at the Egyptian Theater?
That
was one of the events.
Okay, the one that you could
season
see in
1.
theaters.
Yes,
That
Force
one.
Grey Season 1 ended on the Lost episode.
Okay.
It was at the Egyptian Theater in the beginning of December 2016.
It
'Cause
wasn't
I
really lost.
It was not lost. It was
We
never
knew it was
lost.
the whole time.
We misspelled the last episode of Season 1.
Well, somebody.
That one got through spell check, so then we ran with this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The last episode. Oh, lost? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Sure, why not?
That happens.
But before we get to the deep dive on all that stuff that was happening with Season 2, we have some fun announcements that are going on in the Dungeons & Dragons world, and then we're going to get to a Lore You Should Know segment. What do you think about that?
I
By
love
the
it.
way, when I played Greg Tito, when I filled in for him,
Yeah.
I did not read any of those. Like, he gave me the list. He's like, read this on it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so I think you bumped up your reviews
That's
to people,
why.
but I don't know.
People
And then
are-
just announced Season 2. Like, oh, we were not right. That's July 31st.
You
Oh, yeah, that's
can't. We
happening.
can't.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
doesn't.
I
He's
know
like
you think you got a good review, but my review was like, yeah, he did all right.
Yeah.
Bring
Were
it
you watching
down,
Drunk
man.
from the Beach?
Yes, exactly. It's like, oh gosh, how could he do this? But we have so much fun stuff going on. Like Hascon is coming up September 8th through the 10th in sunny Providence, Rhode Island. It is actually really good. In September is probably the best time in New England, right? I mean, upstate New York's kind of the same, right? Same general climate. It's good in the fall Indian summer kind of area.
They're really
Hascon-
trying to sell the climate. They're going to be indoors playing
I
D&D the
know.
whole time.
Nobody's outside. Is this?
It's going to be air conditioned.
There's a whole outdoor area where you can play. No, there isn't. There's no outdoor area where you can play Dungeons and Dragons. But if you have kids or part of your family that likes all the Hasbro brands that are out there, like For Real Friends or My Little Pony or
Littlest
Transformers.
I heard they're doing My
The
Little
littlest-
Pony rides.
What, all of them? Or just
Yes.
some of them?
Whichever ones can fly.
I want to. Yeah, of course, it has to be the flying one. It's gonna be like the Dumbo ride, except it'll be
Except
My
for
Little
not
Pony.
on rails.
Exactly.
No, it's totally like freeform. You ever seen Sophia the First where they have the...
Some
Yeah,
weird-
the Griffins.
yeah, like that.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, that's another reason to go to Hascon if you can take basically Griffin rides.
Yeah.
we can. Yeah,
Except for on ponies.
because we're gonna brand it as. Oh, right. 'cause
We're not
Wait,
a Sophia the
seriously?
First house. I don't know of what
Okay,
else.
sorry.
We
Sorry.
don't know.
I derailed.
We don't know. What
See, this is why your announcements suck, man, because you gotta get to the meat of it. So that's
But no, what's the big draw at Hascon?
well, there are several big draws, including the Sophia the First ride that we're just talking about, as well as playing Dungeons and Dragons with your family. There-
And getting
some dice that
Yes.
are My Little Pony themed.
Yes, those
That's
are
right.
so cool.
Exclusive item. It is going to be pretty cool. They're pink. Just throwing that out there. There
They're
might be some pink
beautiful.
involved. It's pretty awesome.
No,
Trevor Kidd.
sparkly pink. They're
yeah,
awesome.
they're in the tin that they come in. It's so cute.
It
I
is
love
very
it.
cute.
And
Yeah,
if you guys haven't already figured it out,
Oh.
bribe Trevor into getting you like a few extras. you can use those as currency in the building. Like everyone
I
in the
know.
building
Yeah.
who's seen them is
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's great.
oh my God, can I get these? So like you could totally use those for favors. And
Do you
Shelley,
think I could use them to get my conference room back?
Pour one out for House on the Hill, the conference room. It was one of our
Moment of silence.
faves. It was one of our faves. It was our go-to
It was
conference room.
always booked.
Yeah.
All the conference rooms are always booked.
That one was booked first.
They know that we're losing our kitchen already because I was complaining about the fact there was no
But do they know
sugar
that
and
we're losing my conference room?
It's yours. You made it.
The conference room I had named House on the Hill. It is the thing I am most proud of in my entire wizard's life.
And they're taking it away from you.
Yeah, it's getting bulldozed for some seating.
Well, good thing because you're going to get a My Little Pony D&D dice tin, which you can barter for another conference room.
That's what I'm hoping.
Maybe?
I think
Throw it out there. I think it
I
might
think it's
work.
going to take like 2 or 3 dice tins to get a conference room.
At least.
I mean, I don't know what the exchange rate is.
I'm getting it back.
But hopefully you guys, if you go to Hascon, you can get at least 3 or 4 sets of them, and you can use them as barter in your own office for your own conference room.
Yeah.
And be just like Shelley.
No, I agree. They've been high currency here. People already want those. Those and the D&D notebooks we made last year for Volo's Guide.
Yeah, those are cool. too.
Oh, speaking of which,
We're making some
new
good ones.
notebooks coming out.
Yeah.
Don't tease.
I'm teasing. It's
well, how
good.
do people get them if you're not?
You got to be in. You got to be in with the
Right.
crew, right?
So
Just like this. There's no more D&D water bottles out there, the D&D mugs.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, though last year I think we sent Jeremy Crawford to Gen Con with like a box full of swag that he just started giving out.
Huh.
Mike
Yeah.
Merrill's going to Gen Con this year. Maybe he'll have some new notebooks, some sticker sheets.
Maybe, because actually it'll
He
be
might.
after where we're going to be using those notebooks. So
Yeah.
I might have some of those notebooks at Hascon in Providence.
are you going to Hascon?
I am indeed. Yeah, I'll be there. Trevor Kidd will be there. Mike Merles and Chris Lindsay will all be in the house. And there will be tons of Dungeons & Dragons games going on throughout the whole thing, including some fun programming that is going to be games set up to play with your family, to play with your young kids. So 10 and younger will have like a D&D adventure that's kind of themed for them to play together, as well as 10 and older. So we're leaving 10 as your discretion point if you want to play with young or old. And you can actually go buy tickets for that right now. It's at hascon.hasbro.com. Click on the tickets tab, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see all the D&D events that you can currently purchase tickets for. It's pretty amazing.
Lauren in the Twitch said that apparently Shelley's getting a whole new building for a tin of dice, a house on the hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like it. Thanks, Lauren Obo Crazy, for hanging out with us on the chat.
That's why I love Lauren.
Yeah,
Always
if you
looking
guys
out
are
for me.
listening to this, you can watch us record this crazy stuff live on twitch.tv/DND, where we have a lot of other streaming stuff going on. Did you know that, Bart?
Currently 12 people are watching us.
Right now?
12.
Aw.
There might be a few shows that we're doing, and more to come.
So I
Yeah,
have a new idea for a show. Who do I pitch that to?
you're in the right room right now.
It's funny. I was
No.
thinking about it.
First of all, before we can even entertain the idea, we need to know what time slot. We've got the calendar up, right, with our stuff. Like, it's got to be an empty time slot. If you're trying to take over an
Okay.
existing time
No,
slot,
no. It'll be a new show. But it was funny because I was thinking about it, and then you made a reference in our team meeting today about, or somebody did, about riding in cars with comedians.
Yeah,
Like, we could do something like that with game designers. Fascinating.
drinking
But-
coffee with game designers.
Or anything.
I totally would like to
Drinking
do
beer
karaoke
with-
in the car with Chris Perkins.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be
Oh,
karaoke.
car karaoke.
I just want to just take
We're
them away
combining-
somewhere and they're so weird.
Hey, I have a piece of trivia for you guys.
What's that?
What does Chris Perkins keep on his dashboard in his car besides a bag of dice?
His
An-
dog.
An X-Files something.
Skull of something.
Star Trek replica phaser.
Ooh.
On his dashboard.
Like original series?
I don't know. I park next to him every day, and I look, and I'm like, the bag of dice, totally get. I'm like,
Do
the
you,
Star Trek
though?
phaser.
You get the bag of dice too.
I keep a bag of dice in my car at all times.
Can you name his personalized license plate off the top of your head?
Wait, should we
X-Files.
give that out?
Oh.
Give that out.
I've already taken pictures of his car because he's got the powered by Boo on there, so people already know the make, model,
Can you-
the license plate.
Do you want to give out his social security number?
It's 040.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry,
Nice.
Perkins.
Ryan's over there going, please, everyone, don't talk at the same time.
we'll fix that in post. D&D Beyond is coming out too. You guys know that? August 15th. What?
Wait, for reals?
The launch of D&D Beyond. That's right. We're doing it. We're
Like-
making it happen.
They're going through all this crazy testing, and they picked their date, and it's August 15th.
They
That's
picked their date.
soon.
It's August 15th.
That
yeah.
is soon.
Beta phase 2 and 3 are out there now. You guys should, if you want to look at D&D Beyond as a character builder as well as a compendium of...
Is the character builder part up there?
Yeah.
Right
it
now.
is. You can do it right now.
I was
Right,
using
well,
it at lunch.
see ya.
on my
Big,
lunch
All right.
time.
Shelley's
big
gonna
question. Does anyone know the answer? The characters that I've built in the beta, will they still be stored in my account when it goes
Ooh, good
live?
Yes.
question.
You know
Really?
for sure?
No, but I'm
Oh.
just saying yes.
Okay.
Because they're Adam
They're
and
not
his
gonna
team
wipe
down
it
at Curse, Adam Bradford, like
I mean, they definitely get the fans. They got their pulse on what the fans want. So like they know like we spent like 10 hours making characters and we don't want to lose them.
yeah, I think it's got to be.
Except everyone else's, but yours will be.
I think Nathan was asking specifically about his character.
Your
Yeah,
characters are all
couldn't-
gone.
Everyone,
couldn't
all the
everyone.
fans. My characters too. If they happen to be saved that would be
Would
nice.
you sacrifice your characters for someone else's characters?
It depends on what alignment they were.
I'm gonna have to start a Twitter poll to see if we should delete your characters ahead of time.
I'm gonna start a Twitter poll to see if
Oh no!
your job.
Now we're threatening Twitter polls back and forth. All right,
start
so
a Twitter poll to see whether Shelly's an animal.
go check out
Oh yeah.
information about D&D Beyond. It's at dndbeyond.com. They're also on Twitter at D&D
Tito,
Beyond.
Tito, like whatever.
I'm so sorry, Ryan. You're doing good.
We have
I was
something
more
more
interested in what I just heard to the left of me.
What did you say?
I laughed all weekend thinking about you calling me an animal.
Do you know where that's from though? Have you heard Mike's thing? So Mike Merrills has very strong feelings on lunch.
Yes, he does.
About having lunch, about what time lunch can be served.
You
about
guys had
the
a
rules
big
of it.
Twitter fight about it.
And so he says the only thing that separates us from animals in civilization is
Panera
proper
lunch.
lunch. And he goes, first of all, I can't even believe he's in a meeting with you where it's lunch after 3. Because he's like, if you don't have
It's
lunch served by
not.
noon, he's like, what kind of civilization is
That's the thing.
Everything's breaking
It was
down.
a 3:00 meeting. I was not getting lunch.
And Mike's
He was
like,
just
how did you not
"Whoa,
order me
something about
lunch?
lunch? And I'm like, why would I have lunch at a 3:00 meeting? It's like, and it's 3 people. Like, why would we have lunch in this meeting? And he was like, I'm not coming to your meeting unless you have lunch.
So
So
then,
I
of
guess
course,
I'm like really low on the totem pole that I have to actually bring Mike food offerings in order for him to meet with me.
He has a rider. No brown M&Ms. Lunch.
lunch
no
must be
matter
served
what.
before noon.
Panera bread.
Um,
So anyway, it's your budget if you want to give him lunch.
I want to keep Mike happy, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, also Jeremy, also Chris, just so we're all on the same page.
Okay.
So we'll get through
More
this
lunch.
intro.
Oh.
When are we getting the lunch for our Dragon Talk? Like, we could start
People would
munching.
I think people would love to see us eat.
What about you, Ryan? Would you like to see us eat? Would you like to hear us eat, rather? Yeah.
The microphones would love it too.
Yeah, they would.
Oh,
That's
this
what these
little
things are.
screen
That's
would
what
be
they're
all
for.
like,
Wait,
It's
can you edit
amazing.
this out in post?
It's already
That feel
edited.
good in your
That was
ears?
terrible. I apologize to all of you people out there who have to listen. It's
Aw,
that
Sean's
was your
crying.
orc
I feel
impression.
like I just saw a tear come down Sean's cheek. I hate my job.
It's so beautiful.
I hate it.
Do I want to give any more announcements, or are you guys gonna cut me off again?
I'm sorry.
Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
You do. All right. It is a amazing game that's coming from Codename Entertainment. They announced.
I love those guys.
Yeah, I know, right? Eric Gordon is a fantastic fan. He came to the
Nice
stream of Annihilation.
Canadian
Yeah, he's looks very svelte in a kilt.
And he sent us that adorable picture of him at camp.
Yes. Did you read that?
Yeah. That
I
was
know.
Amazing.
He's a theater person, so yeah, I
That's
felt
why.
a
That's why
tear.
we have a
Yeah.
connection.
Go check it out. He's I don't know if you can if he's
Theater
Facebook.
people.
I don't know if his Facebook page is public or not. I think it is, but he has a picture of him when he was in a camp. It was like such a great looking like cast photo of.
Really well done.
I know. I
Plus
forget what the show
costumes
was.
and-
It was the Ice Witch, or the Ice Queen. And the masks were amazing, and there he was, and he said that's where he learned how to play Dungeons and Dragons was in that cast, and he was celebrating that this was his like 30th or 20th anniversary of playing Dungeons and Dragons from then, and you picked him out. You were like, oh, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wearing a kilt.
and now he's excited he gets to make a game about Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
know.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
They're incorporating tons of Forgotten Realms lore. Their new heroes are being announced every week. We got some heroes coming July 24th. Which might have to do with Force
That's
Grey.
today.
Is it?
Is it?
July 24th?
July
That's today.
24th. That's today.
Yep.
Well, they might be announcing some things today, you guys. Some of the fun characters from Force Grey Season 2
No.
are in Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms.
Seriously?
Yeah, you heard it here first.
And I don't know if you've seen the art style, but they're pretty cute. Like the characters, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't know much about even this game genre, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, you got me interested. Like, I want that one. So I'm actually thinking, like, okay, how do I make that my, Twitter handle, all the stuff? And I've already seen the preview from today's, and somebody's geeking out about it. Like, he sends me texts like, hey, look at the new... Can I say it? No, I can't.
You can say it. You can say it.
Somebody's was texting
Somebody.
you.
Who's the somebody that's texting you, Nathan?
He sent me Archon
Nathan
like the other
Stewart.
day and said, "Look at this! Oh my God, it's so badass!" And it's basically the guys doing the Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms or Faerun. What is it called?
Of the Forgotten
Forgotten
Realms.
Forgotten Realms. And so they took his Dragonborn and converted him in the kind of the 8-bit style character like that, and have him like in this like crazy like strike pose kind of stuff. And yeah, like as soon as I sent it to him, he geeks out and starts sending, because he can't share with anyone else yet because he's waiting until the day. So like I'm the only one he knows he can send it to without like spoiling it. So he's like, look at it, check it out. I'm like,
Does he
yeah,
know
that's
who
cool.
he's talking to?
I know. You're like, I might have seen this ahead of time.
He doesn't know that I
Nathan
spoil
B.
stuff.
Spoiler.
Nathan B. Spoiler.
Aren't you spoiling it like literally right now?
No, I asked Tito if I could. Tito said I
The
could.
guy,
I said you
that
could.
poor guy that is like, he's talking about me.
Oh, you think the guy's over? You think Eric's gonna be pissed that I told him Archon was coming out today?
No, I don't think so. I think you talking about it is what Eric from Codename Entertainment wants.
Really?
Yes.
Can I show everyone the picture? No, it won't
Yeah.
even show up on the thing.
It won't show up on the thing.
Run right up
But
to the
what you
camera.
should do is go to Idle Champions on Twitter. They're at Idle Champions or idlechampions.com. You can see exactly what we're talking about, I think, right about now. So go ahead and do it. And so you didn't know a little bit about the genre itself. Idle Champions is a game where you send out your party of adventurers, your D&D adventurers. They go and kill monsters. They collect XP. They collect gold. And it's all happening in real time. It's all happening as you're doing it. So you can tweak your party to be a little bit more successful, but you can also leave it running in the background. So it's fun for that kind of like, check in. Oh, what's happening with my adventures? Let me collect millions and billions and quadrillions. The numbers start
That's
to
how I'm gonna do
get huge, which is kind of
you
fascinating.
guys did something before we got here,
Tiny
right?
Adventures.
Tiny
Tiny
Adventures.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And I've heard such great things about that. Like I really want to dig that out of the archive.
I
and-
wish we could.
Yeah. Have
I
you ever
still
heard
have
of it?
No, I've
a
never heard of
hero running around Facebook somewhere. We didn't talk about this?
No.
It was a Facebook activity game. It was.
no way.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good. It was kind of like this.
Yeah, it's in that
Just
same
made it
same
in a-
realm of like the Facebook times of like, oh, you have to check in and like real time is a factor, and it's just like this game. Yeah, so it's nice to have running in the background when you're doing work or if you're
in.
having
How you
meetings
doing?
or trying to not have lunch at your meetings. You can be checking in with Idle Champions and collect all the gold and the loot.
My goodness.
Yeah, and you get to interact with D&D lore, which I think is super cool. Like you can be
With
all
Matt
these
Cernat?
Force Gray. You can interact with Matt because he
Do we
checked
have
a lot of the lore.
Do we have a Matt
AKA
Cernat character? in
We
there?
D&D
will
lore.
now.
He should just be like a little sage that has a little book that opens.
I think it should be a tall sage, a huge.
But like old school Matt with like this beard, not
Yes.
this beard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I forgot to make. He's got like a crew
He's got
cut right now.
his summer cut.
He can grow that beard in a day.
Oh yeah.
He is a pretty quick beard grower.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's prestidigitation.
Yeah, he's basically Merlin
can't say
from.
And I'm a
From Sword in the
wizard, and I
Stone?
can't say it. I never cast it in games
Aw.
because I can't
That
say
owl has been in a few other cartoons, right? He wasn't just in-
Archimedes.
Yeah.
He's been like a through line.
Yeah.
I think because the voice actor was like one of their veterans that they used throughout, so it was easy. Like they
And
always
they
get the
didn't
voice
realize,
actor.
hey, we could draw him as something else. Like, no, keep him the same
No.
character.
He's but all right. So I think that's all the announcements, guys. I think that's it.
it. Nathan, tell us everything you know about Stranger Things season 2. Go.
Let's take a break. We'll go through our lore you should know segment right about now, and we'll get to asking Nathan about Force Gray
Come on!
season 2.
Does anybody know?
Yeah, just start spoiling things. Our property,
know
any
anything?
property.
Do you know anything?
I know it's focused
Somebody-
now on
Somebody has to know
Zugget Moy,
something.
not Demogorgon.
I love Ziggy. You're just saying.
I am just saying that.
Have you seen the trailer for season 2?
They all died down.
They all died at the beginning.
All right, I'm trying to throw into a segment. We're throwing into a Lore You Should
Throw.
Know segment, and then we'll get right back into this
Come on.
crazy banter.
When we throw to the segments, what does that mean?
It just means we sit here and pretend that we're
The Bing Bong
Because they record out of sequence, so he's chopping it up.
But you know the people are watching right now.
Yes.
Can they
Sure.
hear us?
Hey, Lauren. Oh, by the way, Lauren was teaching me Yiddish last week.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Schlepping.
What a schmuck.
You
don't
didn't
know schlep?
schlepping?
No, she taught me some other ones. She taught me like a whole sentence. There was like, yeah.
You got-
Mashugana.
Wait,
Mashugana. I think that's how you say it.
Oh my gosh, wasn't that a great lore segment? Did you guys listen to that in real time?
I did. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
It was about let's say Volo. It was
or
about
let's say it
Volo,
was about the
Volo.
League of Extraordinary. How could you mess that up?
the stalwart gentleman of the world.
You totally messed it up
I
like
did.
3 times, and I'm just listening, and I know that Matt inside is dying a little bit each time you were mixing worlds and groups. Like he's like, no, it's not the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, you bastard.
But it was analogous. It was part of the like it was my formation of what
The
that group
Justice
meant.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen at the bar in Waterdeep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. All right. Well, for those of you who don't, who are not listening to the lore segment in the same chronological order that we are, we're blowing up your minds right now. But luckily, we don't
By
have
the way,
to.
he learned that from his daughter. She does that. Blow it up your mind.
There's lots of waving going at it. But we are not having to call anyone on Skype, which is fascinating. We don't have to call anyone.
But we could.
We don't have to start it up. We don't have to, figure out what their contact information is because you guys are our interview segment. Wow.
Live in person.
Live and in person.
Who do you guys want to get here next time, live and in person? Let's get some more people in.
You
You guys used to get
Like
live
anyone?
people in when we weren't filming. Now that we're filming, you barely ever get them in. You do the
Because
Skype.
people don't want to be live.
Really?
That's just you, Shelley.
Am I projecting?
You're projecting. People don't want to be live.
People
they
don't
want
want
to
to
be
be
able.
seen.
Did you have when you had Wolfgang on? Was he in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if anybody's local, we'll definitely bring them in, or if they're going to be here for whatever reason, we're going to do it.
Okay. And
but
Via told me she was coming up to play some D&D with you soon.
Yes, we keep trying to find a good time to do that. Yeah, she's got some playtesting she wants to do, and she wants to play some Netrunner as well.
Who?
Nice.
Yeah.
Who?
Via par la foi.
Yeah,
Did I say it right?
I think so.
Close.
Yeah,
One of
Good
our
enough for the
live
girls
streamers.
to
she's
go.
a streamer. She's been on Misclicks and a few of their D&D
She's
shows.
running a Miss Clicks, I think, right now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some Netrunner
And I think
You got some
Trump's,
Netrunner.
I think
Hook
Trump's
her
going to
up.
have her on something he's going to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
every time that.
Bart's talking
I'm
about
like, "What?"
that at 10 p.m. tonight. He's got a meeting to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to Skype
Skype
at
10
midnight.
p.m.?
At midnight.
It's the life
his
of a
time.
streamer.
Oh,
It's
he's
like,
still in
that's the time
Texas?
that we have
Yeah.
open. That's the time that we got to be able to do it, right?
So yeah,
All right.
jumping on a stream or a Skype call at 10. 10
So
p.m.
Bart has been doing a lot more of the Twitch programming, figuring out where we're going to go on everything that we've been doing. We're watching this live now here, but talking about the future with this. And part of that was Force Grey Season 2.
Yes, that
That's
was
how you're bringing it back?
Good one.
pretty smooth. That was pretty smooth. Yes,
Until now.
No, that was always part of the programming plan. It was funny. We've had these conversations where in the first quarter of the year we had a stream, right? We had Dice Camera Action, and now in the second quarter we have a channel, which is impressive and was a bit daunting. But Stream of Annihilation really kicked it off. Greg did a mountain of work to put that together. And we're getting ready to kind of keep going into the next season to find continuing programming, added programming. We love the live streams that we do. What other live streams would we like to add to our channel or host or bring in? And same with the studio shows. We do Dragon Talk, which is phenomenal, but what other studio shows would we like to do?
Oh.
Shelley has
He's
an
not just
idea.
saying that either. He means it.
I do mean that. It is, it's the way that so many gamers and players consume entertainment. It's via Twitch,
Right.
so it's an important platform for us to
Exploit.
enforce, to explore, to promote as much as possible, and
Right.
and it's been a lot of fun.
Wait, Q1 was one show. Q2 is a channel?
We had the channel, yeah. Well, by
so
the
by
end of
Q4, Global Domination?
I think that's true.
that's general, yes.
Yeah.
Aggressive,
Global, maybe
but,
let's go North American domination, and then global domination will be Q5.
Q5. Q5.
Q5. Q the sun. So you guys actually.
Oh, and by the way, I invited the Girls Guts Glory guys up here on February 3rd, 4th, and 5th because it's all their birthdays at one time.
Wow.
So that's a show now.
oh my
What?
gosh,
All right.
that's my wife's birthday.
is February 1st.
That's Shelly's birthday.
1, 2,
my
3,
wife's
4,
birthday
5.
is the 6th.
The anniversary of when we had Joe come to visit us.
That's right. It was
I
on your
remember it was
birthday.
Aaron.
That's
It
right.
was
And it was
no,
on
it was
Aaron's
on
birthday.
Aaron's
It was on
birthday because
Aaron's
you totally had
birthday.
to do the shout out.
That's right.
Yep.
So she's gonna have to be one of the girls' guts and glories then. I mean, just
She
part of
could
the
fit
deal.
in there.
She's
She
an
could
actress.
totally fit in there.
Yeah, she totally would.
So we'll do a happy birthday game.
A happy birthday game.
That'll
I
be
like
fun.
it. But what I mentioned in the intro is you guys were both there for the filming of Force Grey, and that all happened before Stream of Annihilation.
Yes.
Right? Did that go
When
in
did
the
we
can?
shoot that?
We shot that in March or April. I want to say April.
I want to say April.
Yeah.
No, May maybe. No.
I'm still confused about the.
I don't know.
process.
Anyway, yeah.
Time travel.
So Bart and I went down. To be honest with you, I ate all the craft services, and watched like a fanboy. And Bart did all the work.
Nice.
Hey, that's how it works.
I'm sensing a
The
trend.
life of a director. Right?
I'm sensing a trend.
Just as long as there's food, the people in charge are happy.
Hey, the
Seriously.
craft services was good.
I love craft.
So, you know,
services.
I've got some
Shout out for Jen Erb on that one, right?
So I actually wasn't on the team. I was in a different department when you guys were putting together season 1 of Force Grey.
That's correct.
Were you
I'm not
jealous?
sure.
Were you like, oh, I want to be on that team?
Of course, of course, I was jealous.
What? He never said that to you ever.
Yeah.
We don't talk about. We don't talk about work.
Don't talk
I don't
about-
even know what he.
They
does
don't
here.
even ride in together.
It's true.
They don't carpool.
No.
We don't actually even.
You don't even
Like
live
each
together,
other.
do you?
Compartmentalize. You have to compartmentalize.
It makes sense.
So
You got to pay your share of the mortgage today, by the way.
the rent.
The dishes.
So no, I wasn't there
Jamal.
for the concepting of season 1 Force Grey and how all that came together. Only when I joined the team, we knew that
Come
as,
together.
yeah, as part of our continuing programming, we knew we wanted to do a season 2 of Force Grey.
I don't think I can tell the official story on how the concept came that together, because we basically had a concept that I can't go into that fell completely apart. And then we basically took the location where it was going to happen
Yeah.
as the only through line and said, all right, well, let's get some really funny, creative people to play D&D live and in front of an audience there. And then we basically called up Matt Mercer and said, hey, are you free to do this? He's like, look, I'm free this day and this day. Hardest working dude you've ever met. Seriously, like cons every weekend, voiceover stuff, Critical Role. And so like, I'm free this day and this day. So then we said, crap. And we got all the people in there and started playing D&D. And you saw season 2, which like right out of the gate started really smooth. We were right in there right away. No starts and stops and all that.
Yeah.
Season 1 was like a lot more of the stuff didn't even make it into the final thing because there was just like, either mic problems or planes flying over. We didn't have the right soundproofing. People are going, wait, we're on now? We're like lots of stuff. And then season 2 was just totally gelled. Like everyone was just on, even the newcomers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. The first, I mean, it's a D&D game, so with any D&D game, it takes a little bit of time just to get comfortable around the table, and so when you're on camera, I'm sure there's a little bit of that as well, but
having some of the cast from season 1 be there to kind of be the through line, so we had Brian Posehn, as well as Dylan Sprouse, who was there for the Lost episode.
Yeah,
He was
Dylan
introduced
came
there.
in, remember, so Dylan and then Emily Gordon.
Yeah,
If you guys don't know
Emily
Emily
V.
Gordon,
Gordon.
she's the writer for The Big Sick and Married to Kamel. But they were there for the Lost episode that was live.
I didn't know that.
But these folks that we're working with, like, they are working so much. You're like, hey, do you want to do this thing? Like, of course. Oh, crap, I'm in Bulgaria for 3 months during that time. I can't be there.
Yeah.
So some of the kind of changing of the cast is a little bit necessity on there. So
Because they're
thank
so busy.
goodness Brian and Utkarsh were able to make it. Although even getting them scheduled, Utkarsh like had to do it on the days we did because he was up to Vancouver filming something like the next day. Like he left, like when we got done, he went home and packed and got on a plane.
No way. Was that the season 2 filming or season
Yeah,
1?
season 2.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so getting the cast there together, like, you're working with fun, talented people. It's challenging because they're working.
But the planets and the moons need to align so that we can find a time where we can film that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why we do the kind of canned, taped episode for them instead of the weekly streaming kind of idea that we do with a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, weekly streaming would kill us.
Yeah, but no, I totally agree. The chemistry around the table was great. They kicked it up right away,
Yeah.
and it was really smooth. It was a great fun game, and kudos of course to Matt Mercer. He's able to juggle the new players, the existing players.
Such a storyteller. Like
Yeah.
I saw the whole living room, just leaning in, listening to his words. Like all of a sudden they were like, "Oh wait, I'm supposed to be performing too," right? But he was just weaving stories, and you're just like, "Yes, Matt Mercer."
Well, it's a good format. The Dungeon Master, Matt, does a great job of just making sure everyone has a chance to shine. I mean, obviously, that's the nature of the game. You're going to take your turn around the table. But there wasn't a dominant voice. Everyone was sort of equitable as far as their participation. It was just great. It was great to see.
And you had fun little moments too. I mean, some of the people we sat next to each other because we kind of knew this going in, but like Utkarsh and Joe Manganiello had been playing a bit before that coming in, just to kind of because Utkarsh is the newest player at that table, just to get him a little bit more up to speed, so he could kind of play his class a little bit more. I don't know, just like some of the nuances of a rogue. And so they were sitting next to each other, and so you'd see them like playing off each other in between the, like it wasn't even their turn, and they were like making plans for like next turn and, talking. And so that was pretty cool to see that kind of chemistry.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. It's always fun to have that buddy next to you where you're able to just crack wise with each other. And then it comes across for the camera. It comes across for everyone watching it as well.
Speaking of buddies next to each other, though, it's maybe you could tell a story about at the Forced Grade, the Lost episode which we already mentioned was in December of last year. You had a buddy sitting next to you for a lot of that show.
That's how we got Joe Manganiello into the game. I got introduced to him at the Lost game. My friend at Warner Brothers said, "Oh, hey, this guy's a big D&D fan. Can he come to this?" I'm like, "Of course, yeah, come to the show." So he watched that one and like signed up spot on. He's like, "I want to be in the next season." I'm like, "We don't know we're shooting it," and he's like, "Well, sign me up. Unless I'm busy, I'm there." So like, yeah, he watched that, and we actually met there and have become pretty good friends and talk a lot of D&D and geek stuff in general. But like, he was like, "I'm in Forced Grade season 2." I'm like, "Okay." So now we will be building it around you. No, but it worked out awesome. And then also, he's how we got Deborah Ann Wall in there.
That's right.
Because she did that interview on Hollywood Reporter and was saying like she plays a ton of D&D. Like she plays a ton. But she did this interview with Seth at the Hollywood Reporter saying she like hadn't done any live streams or podcasts or anything yet, because I think she was kind of like keeping it, I don't know, kind of separated from her work life, kind of more like her personal retreat or whatnot. And so when Joe called her and said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to do it?" She was kind of trepidatious and kind of excited. And then after, she's like, "I got to do more. I got it." Like I think her and Matt were like coordinating for Critical Role stuff, and she's
nice.
all in on the, any other live stuff we're doing. Is again, she works on a ton of Netflix shows, so
Yeah.
if she's available. But I think she was a little nervous, and then after playing, she had so much fun.
Nice. I can't wait to talk to her.
Oh,
Well, Joe and her met on True Blood.
yeah, they knew each other, but did like all the new people that were coming? Did Dylan know
I don't
Matt
know how-
Mercer before they started playing together? And
I don't know how Utkarsh knew Joe, but they knew each other a little bit. And
I think they met at the Lost episode. That's when
they
met.
just started playing. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I saw them be like, "Oh hey."
D&D.
Did a little bro thing. I think that's when they met each other.
Utkarsh, also a collector of classic G.I. Joe action figures. So
Oh, no
that's
way,
how
really?
That's
Oh, yeah,
he's
he's
my
gotta go.
guy.
Yeah. Which ones does he have?
A lot of them. All
Yeah?
of them. Yeah, that's one of
on his
things.
YouTube videos, you see a hint of it. He does a lot of music stuff on his YouTube videos, and I've seen at his apartment he's got a ton of
Yeah.
G.I. Joes.
Does he also say it's for his kid?
Yes.
Okay, just
Yeah.
checking.
I stand by that claim.
His kid being the small child inside of him.
Quinn is allowed to look
Total
at those
Recall
action
reference?
figures.
Totally Quado. It's for his Quado.
Cute.
It
That
was
is cute.
Yeah, no, obviously I hadn't met Deborah Ann Wall before, but I remember giving her character sheet, and within 2 minutes she had like picked out one little mechanic that had been misapplied in some way. I'm like, oh, shit.
There were a couple.
Hey.
There were a couple errors on her character sheet, and she immediately But she did it like this really nice way where she was like, "Oh, maybe there's some rule that I don't know. Maybe you guys have some unearthed arcana that's changed." Like she was trying to be totally polite, saying, "You guys messed up."
I know, but I was just laughing like how fast she had picked up. Like,
Wow,
oh, she
really?
knows,
Yeah.
she knows this character, these mechanics well.
Yeah, there were times. Where in the morning on the I guess it was just we only shot for 2 days. On the second day, on the morning before the thing, they all started talking strategy for how they were going to approach the day, and B, they started going in like this like rabbit hole of mechanics and like, oh yeah,
Nice.
and then this, and then but this, and like we're not even rolling. Like these guys, this is their fun. Like they're just right now being normal D&D players.
And we talked earlier about Dylan Sprouse, how he plays the druid just flawlessly. He knows animals he wants to turn into and why, and how it's going to add to the game, how it's going to add to the story.
I'm going to give a spoiler now. I'm not going to spoil much. I'm just going to say 2 words: Mole Ninja.
Yeah, that's
Mole Ninja?
Well,
That's all
yeah.
I'm saying.
Those we just finished editing those episodes.
He did it so. He was awesome. Like awesome druid. Like
Yeah.
I think some people are gonna watch this and go, I now know what I'm taking into next week's game. If they play a druid, they're gonna get inspired.
All right.
That's pretty sweet.
I might want to.
You don't
Play-
play a druid, although
I
they're
might want
magic
to.
users.
I don't know why I don't.
Druids are
They could be
great. Yeah.
animals.
You like dogs?
They cast spells. They can turn into animals.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Mm. Next character.
What are some other fun things that happened on the set when they were, figuring stuff out?
Well, when they first of all, we didn't do the introductions till like midway, just like your kind of stuff. Like we filmed some stuff out of order because we wanted to kind of get things loosened up. So Mercer kind of threw him right in.
Yeah.
And I think that Utkarsh / Hitch almost got the party like killed and like rolling for initiative, like when he was doing the intro. Like all of a sudden, Utkarsh is like, trying to rob this guy or steal that or put a dagger through it. You're like, Utkarsh, no, we're just introducing characters.
They're at the tavern in Waterdeep gambling, and so it's like, all right, let's just see how it goes. And he starts trying to rob the
They
NPC.
hadn't even heard about like the Soulmonger or the Death Curse.
There's no plot.
None, zero. And he's just like, no, he's got 20 of my gold. Like I'm gonna go out and cut that guy. And then Brian Posehn goes, or you could just try and pickpocket him.
Yeah.
And Utkarsh is like, oh. Yeah, maybe I'll try. No, dagger.
I think that's in episode 1 and 2. In episode 1, he tries to rob the guy at the gambling table. In episode 2, they're gearing up to go on the quest. He tries to rob the storekeeper and also almost gets them killed. So
Yeah,
What's his character?
he's a
Oh,
rogue.
Yep.
He's a rogue, and I think he's chaotic good, but I'm really thinking he's playing chaotic neutral
Makes sense.
or
yeah.
chaotic evil. And then the other funny one is Joe Manganiello had been on with Matt Mercer for their like celebrity D&D thing just like a couple of weeks before, and he totally tricked Matt Mercer into giving him a Manticore. So this Manticore is supposed to be like the boss in the level, and he somehow used this artifact and like got attuned with it, and then like took control over the Manticore. And so two things about that. Number one, he asked, like he brought his mini to the thing of the Manticore, and he kept asking, he's like, are you sure I can't bring my Manticore? And so I told Matt Mercer, I'm like, don't let him bring that goddamn Manticore in. And he called me out, like in the middle of the show, he's like, and Nathan won't let me play with the Manticore because he's too jealous.
Aww.
Chongo?
Chongo.
Chongo.
Yeah.
Yes, the Manticore,
Yeah.
which he brought to Stream of Annihilation.
He loves the
Oh,
Manticore.
He was like,
so
oh, I
cool.
can't
Played
finally
with
use
him,
it.
and it helped because he was flying, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Matt Stream of Annihilation is like, I'm sorry about the Manticore. We thought I was a one-shot. We didn't think it was going to be part of the character that he would bring to
adorable.
everything going forward.
But I mean, as a player, if you get a Manticore, you're not going to want, to not use him. You're going to want your
Exactly.
Manticore.
But quick thing, Manticores are CR level 3, and so he can basically use this magic item for CR level 3 and below. So like the whole Force Grey season 2, he just keeps asking Matt in different ways or trying to get Dylan to like speak with animals and determine their CR ratings.
So
What possible CR level would it be?
So that was a question I had about Joe in particular. You had set up a game with him outside of filming in advance, correct? Right? To run him through sort of the Tomb of Annihilation campaign?
No, he was up here. He came and stopped by when we did the podcast with
February
them.
6th.
And he was up here, and Perkins ran him through a playtest of Tomb of Annihilation.
During our
Right.
snowstorm.
During our snowstorm,
Right.
yeah.
And in fact, if you go back to listen to that Dragon Talk episode, there's a beep when he says what he was playing. He was playing Tomb of Annihilation, the meat grinder mode.
Because it came out in this season, his knowledge of the adventure somewhat. And it was kind of a funny way.
Which one was it?
Well, they would go through the jungle, and he would hear like birds in the distance, and go, "Oh, we have to stay away from these birds." Or there were vines that might animate.
Vines, monkeys, birds.
So it was just funny. It was a weird D&Dism where it's player knowledge coming through your character in a way, but it added to the game. He was giving sort of these rumors and legends of Schultz.
And he's a good enough expert where it didn't come across as metagaming or like trying to do that. It was just being like, here, let me.
And Matt pulled it into the story a little bit. Like the idea was like when he got added at Blackstaff Tower, he was specifically brought into Forest Grey on this mission because he had previous experience with Schultz. So
Yeah,
there was a
visions of what it was like.
Well, no, he'd been there and seen some stuff.
Oh, he
Because
had
he
actually
didn't
been
go
there.
that deep, right? So like
Okay.
he had
Yeah.
like one angle of it, but like he by no means had seen everything. I mean, it's a huge adventure.
But it was great to have that character give those bits and details as opposed to all of it coming from the dungeon master.
Oh, yeah.
When a player is telling you, "Oh no, we have to watch out for this," it was just fun. It added a new little element to the game.
So what would you guys think if people are new into Force Grey? Will it be hard for them to get into season 2? Could they
No.
start right with season 2? Like what do you guys think?
Well, I don't know why you would start with season 2 because we have season 1 on demand and you can just watch it, and they're in like 30-minute chunks, so
Right.
it's really easy to get in there. But the people at the table are so funny, the chemistry is so good, and the entertainment that I mean, if you like fun and shenanigans and what I mean, you could pop in any one and they're entertaining. If you want the story through line and stuff, obviously watch them all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you watch any one of them, and I think you're going to get like a taste of why D&D is fun. Because the thing that I remember about watching these guys is that they're all like really talented actors, and I realized this one, like I never look at the camera during this, and like the whole time each one of them knew which one was on and would deliver their lines in the right spot seamlessly. Like they didn't even just like, oh, they're talking, and then I'm like, ooh, weird.
If there's a red light.
Yeah, but when it would change cameras, like how seamlessly they would do it. Like I would be like, oh, the red light's over there now,
Right.
and like they were just like so spot on.
You would make a terrible cat.
I
terrible
would.
cat.
You can't follow the red light.
But so they were all
Doesn't like
they're all such professionals. But when I was watching them play, I'm like, that's like my group. They're playing just like my group of D&D. Like you're watching there going, wow, I could be playing in Joe Manganiello's game. I could be playing with Brian Posehn, who, by the way, he is really leaning into his bard this time. Like,
Is he?
There's
we
a
got
few-
some songs.
I was just gonna say a few songs. I think of rap in one of
Aw.
the. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He really raps?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna be hilarious.
Oh.
Calliope does it. Yeah, a couple verse.
And speaking of Force Grey season 1, why you should go back and watch is
Yeah.
one of the most epic bard moments ever. Brian Posehn with the Displacer Beast in like episode 5 or 6. Yeah, so you got to watch it just for that.
So the seasons are a bit episodic. The party members do mix, but it is the continuity through the seasons. Season 1 we did 7 episodes. They're about half an hour
Plus
each.
the last episode. I mean, lost
The
episode.
Lost.
lost episode,
Which is 4 hours.
4 hours. We'll be actually replaying them tonight on the Twitch channel, episodes 5 through 7, and the lost episode. Season 2, I don't know. We've announced how many episodes we have in the can, but it is more.
400.
It is
400 episodes.
400 episodes.
It's
filmed
between
it in 2 days.
between 7 and 400 episodes. So we filmed for 2 days.
And we're doing them weekly, 52 weeks. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got
8 years of content.
Content. It's a long season 2, is what I'm saying.
Not quite that many, but we do have more than 7 episodes this season.
Yeah, well,
That's pretty exciting.
because it just went so seamless. Though I mean, like when we we're shooting, a lot less starts and stops than we did in season 1, which we saw the feedback on people watching going, oh, it feels a little choppy because we had to edit some stuff out, sound things or different things that just didn't make for good production.
Yeah.
So it flowed smoother, and so you just got like this nice natural story.
We filmed it in a different location, right?
We did.
Can you divulge where that location was?
It was just a sound studio down in L.A. It was actually called Broadcast West.
Right. It was outside of Culver City,
Oh,
on the
okay.
edge
Yeah.
of Culver City.
So a little bit more of a professional, setup, so that
Yeah,
the
really-
sound issue wasn't a problem.
And really helped with the cameras.
Yeah.
And if you as you look at the set design, all of the elements from the set came from my desk.
Yeah.
So
each one,
Well, and it's great because they build like a little living room inside, like basically a garage, right? I mean, it's like a big giant warehouse kind of garage, and then they just build the living room in there, and you're looking, going, "That's a nice room," and then you look to the side, and you're like, "That's a faux wall."
right. So we needed props.
lived there.
So I just boxed up my workstation. The only thing is,
was that weird for you?
They have an empty
With, like
workstation.
Quinn's artwork on your
everything.
and I saw no
except
G.I.
pictures of
Joes.
our
Quinn
wedding
and all-
picture.
Also, wait, there was one other prop.
Especially
that
this
people
picture
should-
from the wedding night. How did that end up on there?
Wait, we're PG-13 here.
Frosting.
Is that champagne?
Our wedding cake was a dragon cake. We were
Is that true?
See, that
It
makes
is
perfect.
true,
That
yeah.
would have been perfect.
Well, it's a dragon coming out of the cake. It was really well done. Even my mom was like, "That doesn't
Flying out of the
actually And I
Right,
heard your
flying out of
officiant
the
was
cake?
awesome.
Or what?
Your
Our
officiant.
officiant was
Yes,
Marty
he was.
Durham. Also works here at Wizards of the Coast.
He was the cleric in our D&D game. So it just made sense that he
does
would
make
marry
sense.
us.
Yeah. By the power of Pelor, I
Yeah, I think
smite
he
you.
said, I think he said that.
By the power of the internet
By
website.
no, he said it because my dad was like, "Who's marrying you? Like, he's not actually a priest." Like, what? No.
No, he's a cleric.
He's
Big
a cleric,
difference.
Dad. And Marty said, "By the power invested in me by Universal Life Church," and he looked right at my dad and he goes, .com.
.com.
Fortunately, my dad was already 3 sheets by that point. He was like,
.com.
I don't know what it says, but they have since torn down the entire wedding venue. So
You guys
cannot
closed it out.
be-
You were like, all
cannot-
right, we're done.
cannot be-
Thank you. Good night.
can't be
Good
done
night.
again.
This is the best night ever.
So there was a prop on set though that did not come from your desk. Do you
there
know what
were
I'm thinking of?
there were a few. There
was a
well,
head of some kind?
The Goldfish Bowl was one that we had brought in special.
Easter egg.
and
Little Easter egg.
who's in the Goldfish Bowl?
Does the Goldfish have a name? His
We
owner has
named
a
him on
name.
set.
Really?
Yeah.
Weeble.
Huh?
Weeble.
Nope.
Maku.
Murray.
What, Quinn?
Murray?
The goldfish
Oh.
in the set was Murray.
Oh, that's a good
The
goldfish
cast all
name.
named him, and I think John Castle ended up taking him home.
I was just gonna ask
Stop
what happened
it,
to the
really?
goldfish.
I think John Castle took him.
Wait a minute. There was another pet at the. Wasn't there something else at the Stream of Annihilation?
At the Stream of Annihilation,
And
we
the cra-
also had
and
a
the
goldfish
chef
bowl.
Oh, wait.
The man in charge of craft services.
He took him home?
He was
he
he was
loved that.
ecstatic to take the goldfish home.
Yeah.
He was
What was his name?
Not Trey. It was
Trey, because he's a chef.
Lucas or something like that.
the goldfish or the craft services.
Jelly
The
roll.
goldfish.
Because craft services, that was a joke. We could never remember
Yeah,
his
well,
name.
I know, but it's not Trey.
He was
You're talking about the mustache? guy?
Mustache guy.
Mustache guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what everybody. That is what everybody calls him.
Gold-
We could
Mustache
call him
guy?
Man Bun Guy, but let's call him.
Goldfish was not.
It was a
mustache
glorious
guy.
mustache.
It was a great mustache.
It was like
Yeah.
wax with
It was
like
like
a curly
Dastardly
cues.
Doolittle.
It was.
You know who
Yeah.
would have liked that mustache?
Ben.
Jopa.
Oh, I miss Jopa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonah Ray on Force Grey season 1. There's a mustache joke in there, and he was awesome in there. And I'd like to get him back on, but he's busy shooting a bunch
He's
of
blowing
stuff
up.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the Mystery Science Theater 3000,
Yep.
As well
He
as
was also
his
doing,
own
like the Hidden America
the
stuff.
Hidden America show. He did 2 seasons of that.
Yeah.
Probably doing more. Yeah, no, he's great.
So.
I'd also love to get Emily Gordon back.
Oh, I know, but
I
again,
want
she's
to talk
blown
to
up.
her.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. But she was, even when she came in for the Lost episode, she's like, all right, got to go to another event. Like she played Dungeons & Dragons for 4 hours, and then it was like 11 p.m. in LA, and she's like, all right, got to go to another event.
Well, she was on the short list for season 1.
Yeah.
And Kumail, and the reason we couldn't do it is because the dates didn't align because they were off filming some movie with Judd Apatow.
Oh,
And now we know what it is.
It's like
Yeah.
the best movie.
I've
ever.
heard nothing but good things.
I know,
about it.
yeah. My wife and I are just like, next date night, that's where we're going.
We're all in.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
not
all in
Dunkirk?
on your date night.
we're all going along with you.
Yay!
And we're
Date
bringing
night.
Murray the
Date
goldfish
Oh,
And
Murray.
Trey and Mustache Man.
and Mustache Man. Davis. Pelham.
Who's Davis?
That was Mustache Man. Was named
Pelham.
Davis. Pelham. Shout out to Pelham Green, who
Pelham's out there?
Yeah, he's right in the camera.
He's
He does.
out there?
He works our chat while
He's
we go
in-
through.
Oh,
Pelham.
What's up, dude?
He
Well,
is
then-
D&D.
Love you.
That's why he
Answering
was
that.
voting me in we did the online vote, and he went on the Twitter or the Twitch and voted yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
for you.
Good move,
Yeah.
Pelham.
Good move.
Good move. Good power move.
Move.
Yeah. I blame Pelham.
No, that's not sticking.
Not sticking.
Packing the votes.
I know.
Blame
All right. So,
Pelham.
any more things on Force Grey we should talk about? Look, we didn't even give like what it actually is, as far as a packaging of what the like what the group is and
Well,
what
I'll
they're, what they're doing.
So the lead-in from your lore you should know or whatever,
Yeah.
right? You guys were talking about one of the adventuring groups in there, and you kind of hinted that Force Grey was like this elite fighting group or mercenaries out of Waterdeep, which I laughed that you didn't. I laughed that you didn't get Matt just choking down on that because I think he's a little bit like. You guys are taking some liberties with Force Grey because we've kind of got these new people coming in.
Yeah.
So he gets a little like, no, it's supposed to be very elite.
Right, because the Force Grey team in Waterdeep answers to Blackstaff, and they're like 18th level. Like they're supposed to be like the super duper ones. And
So we've
these
taken-
guys are the smaller like B crew. That's
So
coming.
we've taken some liberties with it, but basically the idea is that there's this group that the Vajra, the Black Hand out of Waterdeep, kind of uses as a an elite fighting group, right? Like you guys were talking about your League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and you guys were talking about Purple Dragon, which is the army, and then Purple Dragon Knights, which is like basically the spec ops of that army, kind of thing. So so Force Grey is like this elite mercenary group that Blackstaff kind of calls on for this, and so obviously people not being able to be resurrected, or resurrection magic or healing magic not working properly, and the death curse, which is the overall driving kind of force behind Tomb of Annihilation, has a pretty impactful or pretty felt impact on anybody high up in Noble. I'm sure that you're just like, oh, I died, resurrect me. That's just like common if you're a masked Lord of Waterdeep or an open Lord of Waterdeep even. And so they basically bring Force Grey in to go find out what this origin of the Soulmonger is in Chult. And so they all get together, and then the Force Grey members, when they get to Chult, they run into Deborah Ann Wall's character, Jamala, who is she was originally from the mainland, but then was orphaned over in Chult, so she grew up on Chult, so she knows the island really well. So they go in and they have to find the curse, or find the source of the death curse. And I don't even think they're supposed to stop it. I think they're just like supposed to come back and tell them so they can get the big strike force in.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But they don't listen to orders very well.
There is that. Yeah. All right, so then they're basically in Chult exploring, like from episode 1. Is that what happens?
Yes, episode 1, they're in Waterdeep, and they quickly move into Port Nyanzaru. As part of the Tomb of Annihilation storyline, it's pretty useful to have a guide with you, and yes, that's where Jamila comes in as one of the guides. So she sockets into the group nicely in that capacity, and then they start exploring the jungles. One of my favorite incidents, and this is from Tomb of Annihilation. I think Adam Lee on the story team was writing the Grung, and Dun Grung Long is sort of the Grung encampment that's somewhere in the jungles of Chult.
Yeah.
And I think it's about episode 9 the party gets to the Grung, and that's one of my favorite incidents.
Nice.
There's no question that is where some like serious role play is going on, and so you're listening and you're watching and you're seeing them all work together as a group and like talk back and forth, and like not much dice rolling in the beginning there, like a lot of, well, if I do this and do this, and like so they're totally coordinating the effort, and you're just like, I'm all in. Like we were just at that point just laughing and not working at all.
Right.
That's super cool.
But that was part of the fun. It was once it was set up. The setup, it takes a while in the organization, but once it's rolling, you're rolling. There's not much for us to do except sit in chairs out of sight.
Nice.
And just laugh at the game around the table. So
well, a lot more like at that point, you're kind of just taking notes for when you do the edit and do the
Right.
stuff. You're kind of like, oh, that was really funny. We've got to make sure we capture that. Or, Mole Ninja.
Mole Ninja. So good. Well, I'm excited. It's going to premiere on July 31st. We're going to do 2 episodes at 5 p.m. Pacific time here on this Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DND. And we got some other fun stuff, including Deborah Ann Wall stopping by. Me and Shelly are going to talk to her
Did you know that?
tomorrow
I did not know that.
at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Special Dragon Talk.
Dragon Talk.
Yeah,
Is
and
it
if
like
you're
a
listening to
live
this,
Dragon Talk?
What's that?
Like a live one?
It's going to be a live one.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
you ready? You didn't have a meeting.
No,
I don't think you're
I
ready
am
for
ready,
this.
but
You didn't
I
have a
only
meeting.
get in the headspace on Mondays. Like I have to like really think about what I'm gonna wear. I have to
know.
think about like combing my hair after I go to the gym, and now I have to do that on Tuesdays.
You have to do it on Tuesdays too.
It's hard.
It's the worst.
I've got a
so
recommendation
hard.
for you.
Paper bag. Shave the
Shave
head.
it off?
Oh, that might work.
I haven't combed my hair in years.
Nice. So the listeners
That's
will be able
gonna
to
be very exciting, though.
stay tuned for that episode coming up soon.
Yeah.
And we'll jump right into a weekly schedule of watching Force Grey season 2 in that time slot.
So
going
here's
forward.
your question to ask her.
What's that?
When she was filming Force Grey season 2 with us, ask her how many days straight and how many hours, like within a week period, she had played D&D that week.
I will.
Mind blowing.
It's going to be 400.
Yes.
400 is the magic
Plus-
number.
It is.
The other D&D she was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say that because Fiona asked me how old I was this weekend, and I just said 400. She's like, no. You're not
You're older than that.
400.
You're not an elf or a dwarf. You can't live that long.
Oh, I wish she says that soon.
pretty
It's like,
soon.
oh, you're not immortal like those characters.
Aw.
But I am. I've been here for 400 years.
Except for if the death curse is on then.
I know, and it hurts every time the bone spurs come out of my fists.
No, you can't say that. You're going to get fined.
I know.
That's like totally someone else's IP.
Making it all
Wait.
wrong.
Can you
And now we
edit out
can't
the
even
Sophia
edit.
the First again? Son of a Disney, we're sorry.
She was the first queen of Cormyr.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Sofia Coppola. So we are going to wrap this up right about now. If you want to get in touch with either of these fine gentlemen to ask them more fun questions that as the episodes go on, where can they get in touch with you?
I'm at Twitter, Bart_Carroll, 2 R's, 2 L's.
And we didn't even get to talk about Dragon Plus and the website and
you
all
have a
that fun
blog
stuff.
too now.
Yes, I'll put it all on my
Lonely
Twitter
Parent
feed.
Island. What is it?
I had to
Mysteries
recreate
of
that.
Parenthood.
You did.
Lonely
So
Island.
good.
Yeah, it's taken.
When they went off on paternity leave, awesome blog.
It's good stuff.
I'm glad you had time.
I seem to remember there was some mommy blog things happening as well.
The sound of my tears hitting a keyboard.
Plunk, plunk,
I
plunk.
carved out
It was
some
like,
time
It was like Eyes Wide Shut.
as I think we would agree, the parenthood much harder for the father, and on a
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Totally.
Yeah,
somehow
I agree with that.
To
Somehow
make
found
it
some
much
time.
harder for the father.
That is true, actually. That is true in most of the situations. Nathan, where can people take your Twitter polls?
Nathan B. Stewart is my Twitter, although I think I'm now going to change it to Nathan B. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it.
So I don't know how to do that. So Pelham, since you're watching, help me with the Nathan. He told me how to pin something the other day.
Nathan,
Wait,
even it
yeah,
says right there, like pin this tweet.
Nathan B. Spoilin.
Look,
it should
I
be with a
Yes.
apostrophe.
B. Spoiling.
With an apostrophe.
Totally.
Yeah, it has to be that. Awesome. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by to regale us with
was
fun
fun.
stories. I
That
can't
was
wait for
fun.
more.
I
That was
totally feel
fun.
like we rocked it.
You guys rocked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should feel good about yourselves.
Quit trying to take our jobs.
Shelly, where can they find out about
You especially over there.
how to have a meeting in Betrayal at House on
Wait,
the Hill?
who's gonna be on the podcast next
I know.
week
Do
when
you
you're
know
in
that
New York?
Bart and I are both gone next Monday?
Yeah, it'll be Nathan.
Oh.
Yes, back by popular demand.
Your name is
We will be
popular
watching
demand.
from Binghamton.
We will. We'll
Speedy
be in the
Fest.
chat.
Are you gonna
We'll be
at that
talking to
bookstore?
Dylan Sprouse next week. too.
Oh,
about his awesome druidness.
Exactly. Yes, and he will be in the chat for when the premiere of season 2 happens next week.
Oh, very cool.
So you can ask him some questions then.
well.
I'm gonna ask him how he felt about Brian Posehn stealing his D20.
We didn't even get to that story. All right, I'll have to ask him
Oh,
about
we'll have
that.
to have
How do you
Yeah.
Save it.
Save it
for
Save
next
it.
week. Where can they find out about you?
At Shelly Moo on Twitter.
And you work on another game company. What's that called?
At Avalon Hill 2, the number 2.
Who's got
Electric
Avalon Hill
Boogaloo.
1?
Some cool people.
I can't remember. There was
Are
a
they friends of
reason. There
yours?
was like some rhyme or reason.
Okay.
I think Greg was squatting on it.
It was, yeah.
Give it.
$500. That's it. That's
no,
all I need.
no,
That
I
was
told
the
you.
joke
I
about
have
our
a
church
budget.
channel name.
400. My final offer. Anyway, I am
$400.
at Greg Tito. Please bug me there about anything. And if you want to find out about Dungeons & Dragons, go to dungeonsanddragons.com. Or you can follow us on Twitter at wizards_DND. Please watch us do all these crazy things live on twitch.tv/DND. What?
What if they have an iPhone or an Android?
What about it?
Can they download the app?
What app?
Jesus
Dragon
Dragon Plus.
Yeah,
as
do
well.
I
it.
have
Yes.
Dragon Plus.
Okay.
Pimp it out.
I feel like I didn't know you were going to say that.
Well, he
or
was,
not.
yes, he was mentioning DungeonsandDragons.com. You can also subscribe to Dragon Plus at DragonMag.com, or you can download it for iOS or Android.
I have it.
Yeah.
Issue 14 is out right now,
Yes.
and there's an awesome adventure there by Curtis Wiebe, the writer of the Rat Queens comic book.
And I keep forgetting to mention, Rudy Rutenberg also has a great piece of material in there for the Tomb of Horrors.
Yes,
He
I
redid
love that,
the
what he
old
did.
poem. Yeah.
That is so cool. So check that out. Lots of fun stuff, new stuff every
It's
2 months.
free.
We got another one coming out in August, right?
End of August.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. I happen to know.
What's in it?
I can't.
you could
no.
say, yeah. There's
There might be some board game focus.
some board game previews, some board game focus.
October 6th?
No. Oh, yeah.
August.
October 6th, though, is when
August
the
for
actual board game is
yes,
coming out.
October 6th.
Oh, no.
Avalon
Shelly has
Hill
copies
Day.
at her desk right now.
I know.
Nathan.
We've been playing it inside the office
Stop
at lunch
it.
meetings. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Bye, you guys. We got to go before we get in trouble. We love you.
Bye.
We're going to be back with another interview.
a minute.
Well, yeah, that was for the podcast. You can end it there. We'll be back with another interview, so don't go away. We'll be talking to James Wyatt about Plane Shift, Amonkhet, and Plane Shift in general. We're going to take a short break, though, right about now.
I have to
Ba-da-ba.
eat.
And at 5 p.m., Force Grey Season 1 is going on as well. So don't go away. Bye. 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 Jazz hands.